Hello and welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast, the show about life transformation through dream interpretation. I'm Michael Sheridan. I say it all the time because I never get tired of saying it, that the obstacles in your life are the way you are meant to grow. By dealing with those obstacles and healing the issues that make them obstacles, you are actually achieving part of your life purpose. And your dreams reveal that to you every single night. They're telling you something that you need to work on. Even if you don't know what to ask about, your dreams are telling you this is the most important thing you need to work on right now, and please do it because it's so important. So send me your dreams if you're interested in knowing what your higher self is asking you to do and what your higher self is saying to you is the most important thing for you to do. Then go to dream-analysis.com, fill in the form there and send me your dreams, and I would love to take a crack at them. You can also download my free dictionary there, and it has thousands and thousands of symbols in there that you can use to try figure out the meaning of your own dreams. So with that said, let's take a look at some of the dreams we have on today's show. This one comes from Kimberly, and she has dreams with lots of huge animals, and she's wondering what that's about. Well, here we go. She says, first of all, her comment, I have random dreams nights with a ton of huge animals. They're not common, but when I have them, the number and size of the animals is intense and leaves me with amazement, sometimes fear, and a magical wonder. So here we go, all these animals. I'm watching two wet elk outside standing in the water. Whoever I'm with scares them off, so I can't get a picture. So what is that about? Well, she's a channel because we have two elk and we have them standing in water, which is water represents your spiritual side. And if they're standing in a river, then it's asking you to create a natural flow for your spirituality. But someone scares them off. So I would say you're not channeling at this moment in time. But that's what you need to do. And whoever scared them off is going to represent, like I said, the obstacle is the way. So whatever or whoever that was is going to be part of what you need to overcome in order to get closer to this gift. And if the elk are magnificent, like a great big size and could take on anything, then it's saying that like this is a really good gift for you. But of course, they get scared in the dream. And your next one, they're really short. They're all really short dreams. She says, I'll go outside and there's a giant white owl. I think it is dead, but its heart starts beating. I start taking pictures in amazement. It's like 20 feet tall. It eventually gets up and slowly can fly away. Well, you did say that the elk were outside as well. So it's saying that you need to get out and bring this gift to other people. So develop your channeling ability and use it out on the road. That's what the outside is about. And this one is outside as well. You say you go outside and there's a giant white owl. Now, we would always assume, Kimberly, that when you say I saw a giant white owl, that it is outside, or that when you saw an elk, it is outside. But you're pointing out the outside, which is why I'm saying this means you're meant to take it out on the road. Don't keep it to yourself. So the white owl represents a clairvoyant ability because of its eyes, its ability to see in the dark. So it says you're clairvoyant, which means you get images about things. And you, in your dreams, in all your dreams, you keep saying, I'm trying to get a picture. So that's how clairvoyance works, is getting pictures or images. Sometimes people get little movies, but whatever way it works for you, it's going to be clairvoyant. It's going to be through images or movies. And you say that you think it's dead, but its heart starts beating. So you need to get into your feminine energy in order to access this gift. So work on issues around mom. And you say it's a white owl, and you use the color white several times in dreams. And that says that somebody around you was hard on you, very hard. And well, really what it says is that you're a perfectionist. But we end up being a perfectionist because somebody isn't satisfied with the work we're doing or what we're doing. And it's going to be mom or dad. I'm saying mom because you say that the heart starts beating, you thought it was dead. But whichever parent it is, that's what you need to work on, because that's going to help you unlock these gifts or this gift of channeling for yourself. I always love these little short dreams because they're so punchy. They have everything in them. The fact that the owl is a giant says that your channeling ability is huge. And it's going to be really impressive. But it's also a way dreams say you need to make it bigger in your life. Because dreams try to give us balance. They restore a balance that we currently don't have. So the big owl, the big elk, or the big animals, all saying that you need to make this bigger. You say it's 20 feet tall. It's like, so that's really huge. And 2 is a number for channeling. It requires masculine and feminine energy working together in harmony. It's also a number for dialogue. So 20 says that this is a goal, 0 being the goal, that channeling is a goal that you really should be developing. And I like that you say it eventually gets up and slowly can fly away. So that means your channeling gift will take off. Even if it seems pretty slow to you in the beginning, it will take off. Then you have one that I don't like. You say it's another creature that's giant and looks like a combination of 2 animals, but you don't say what they are. And I can't really comment about it. But I don't like dreams that have mutations, if it's a mutation. So we can't really say anything about it, except it sometimes is a health warning. Your next dream, you say, I'm in the ocean and a man is fishing for us. We see lots of white bubbles. See, you love the white. Where he goes, and hope he's okay. 2 white belugas come back out of the water, and my daughter is so happy to see them and calls them some cute name and calls them dolphins. And then you say afterwards, when you woke up, you showed your daughter belugas in a video, and she called them the same thing, and then dolphins. So anyway, belugas are whales. They're white in the dream, just like the bubbles. So again, you're hard on yourself. You need to figure out where that comes from. It's kind of funny. Obviously, it comes from childhood. One of your parents was hard on you and basically set a bar that was too high for you to ever achieve. But what happens is we get beaten up by that parent, I mean metaphorically, because they're so hard on us. But eventually we take the stick off them and we beat ourselves up and we say, that job I did isn't good enough. And we end up saying that what we're doing is not good enough for ourselves. So you need to work on that parent, whoever it is, mom or dad, because you have a man in this dream, but you're hoping he's okay. So I still think it's kind of mom. But it doesn't matter. Whichever one it is the one you need to work on. And stop being hard on yourself, because that's impacting your channeling ability. And belugas are whales, like I said. They're mammals like us, but they live in the water. So you're a mammal who has a special ability to go into the spirit world, which is what water in dreams represents. And dolphins are the same thing, mammals that can live in the water. So whether it's a whale or a dolphin, doesn't matter. They're probably the 2 most common things people will talk about. That and actors, I suppose. Whales, dolphins, and actors when they are a channel. And so it's kind of cool that you've got the ability, and we know it's clairvoyance because of the owl in the previous dream. Now we get to a really nasty dream. You say, someone wants to take our bodies and sell us. So we all start burning and marking ourselves with hot sugar. So we're unrecognizable and damaged. I asked Tim if he wants to run away to that 122 acres Chelsea sent me. Now, you don't tell me who Tim is, so we can't really comment on him. But the 122 acres, even if it's reality, the numbers are about channeling as well, because we have the 2 2s and the 1. So it's saying channeling is the way for you. But what about that hot sugar and sugar damaging your body, using it to damage your body? The dream is saying that you need to cut sugar out of your diet or cut it down. Sorry to tell you that. It's not that common. I don't see it that often, but I have seen it where in dreams before, where sugar can affect the heart. But here in this case, the sugar is definitely bad because you're damaging your body with it. I mean, in this dream, you're doing it on the outside, but trust me, it means on the inside, it's damaging you. So it's not about the channeling, but it could be. It could be about like your ability to sell yourself. Selling yourself in a dream isn't negative. So somebody wanting to take your bodies and sell them is really about sharing yourself, or asking you to share yourself with the world, let's say. And your response in the dream is, no, I don't want to do that. And so that would be a heart issue, in the sense of not wanting to be emotionally vulnerable in front of others. Anyway, cut down the sugar, and that's it. I love your dreams. I love little short dreams like that. So I hope that helps. Thanks for sending it in, Kimberly. And now we get one from Olivia. She says she had this dream the night after she dreamed about eggs in a box being broken on her face. Now, I've looked at that dream, and I probably will do it in another show. And just because you say it, you mentioned the eggs in a box. Eggs and broken eggs in a box are often about the onset of menopause. But we'll do that dream another time. And then she's wondering if she's a channel because of this dream. And the dream is called Baby with Two Different Coloured Eyes. Well, straight off, I can tell you, yes, you are, because of the emphasis on the eyes in the dream. So you said, I dreamed I was at my grandmother's house. She's 83 years old. I'm sitting on a sofa across from her, and she is holding this baby. It is her baby. Well, of course, everything in a dream is you, so it's your baby. And your baby symbolized responsibility. So this is a responsibility that you've got. You say, I'm thinking, how did she have a baby at this age? It is the most beautiful baby girl I have ever seen in my life. She has two different colored eyes, one brown and one blue. However, the side of her face that has the blue eyes has these lines. They're going up and down her face, kind of like veins, but they shimmer as if her face would crack. But it is so beautiful. The other side of her face is beautiful, but it is just regular. And that's where the brown eye is. Overall, she is still the most beautiful baby I've ever seen, and I am in awe of her. So you are meant to be in awe of your channeling gift. And it's really good to see that. So respect it. It's asking you to respect the gift a little bit more. And then the two eyes obviously are about clairvoyance. One is blue. So blue is the color of spirituality. And you say that you can see lines going up and down the face like veins. So spirituality is in your blood, is really what this is saying. So there's two things. You are partly in the spirit world and really letting that spirituality course through your veins. And then the brown aspect is about the earth. Soil and earth is brown. And so it's saying you've got to accept that being on the earth plane is a practical thing to do. So, and also being in the spiritual world is practical. So you've got to marry the two together, being very spiritual and being on the earth plane at the same time. And that's also going to help a health condition that you mentioned in your other dream that we may come back to in another show. But I love the dream. I love how you really love the beauty of this baby. So it's your responsibility to develop your channeling ability and be in awe of yourself. It's not about this baby at all. Be in awe of yourself and what you're doing here. A mix of the spirit world and physical. It's not about the health condition, really. All right. We will move on. We have another dream from Kate. She says, I'm cutting the ties that bind with my mom and should be just about done. I know her being in the driver's seat isn't good, but this dream felt like she was really there and we were really having a conversation. She's been deceased for 10 years and you say she's in your dreams a lot, but never as strong as this. So here's the dream. And you didn't give it a title, so 3 demerits for you. She says, my mom was driving her pathfinder. Now you say your mom is normally negative in dreams, but this is a positive symbol because she's driving a pathfinder. Even if that's the car that she had in reality, the fact that you call it a pathfinder. So working on mom, what you're doing now is really helping you because of the pathfinder reference. You say, I asked her if she could hear me talking to her when she was in the spirit world. She said yes. I apologized for not doing it more, but I said it was very hard for me emotionally. I told her how my sister recently said that she thought people get cancer so that they would reflect on their lives. And I asked my mom if she did that when she got it. Then I was telling her how much I loved her. And you said when your mom was here, you never said you loved her. So this is really good. I know you have a channeling ability because I've done your dreams before, know you well. And so you can channel and you can talk to your mom. But really this one is about working on the issues around her, telling her you love her, which is where you get to when you cut the ties that bind. It isn't about setting somebody free. It's about setting you free and removing the negative influences that person had over you, but you retain the positive. And in fact, usually some point through that process, about halfway through it, you will remember lots more positive things about the person that you're cutting the ties with. And so that's how positive it is. So it's about allowing you to be yourself around that person. That's what the process actually lets you do. And you're talking to her in the dream just like as if she is really there because you probably did have that conversation with her. You don't tell us what the answer is. It's not about you having cancer. Dreams never call it out exactly as it is. So to have that conversation in the dream is fine. But basically, working on mom at this time for you is a very positive thing. So keep it up. And now here's a set of dreams that I really like. They're from Nathalie, and she asks if the dreams that she sent in, she really sends one, but then she sends in her comment, she sends 3 or 4 more dreams in the comment. And she even says, I feel like I sent you a novel. But she's wondering what her gifts are. And yes, absolutely, we can tell from these dreams what your gifts are. So I'll run through them and explain the gifts and what else I see in them. But I really like these dreams for whatever reason. Here we go. First one is called Flying House. She says, I'm outside, standing beside a highway. I'm alone, inside an invisible circle. I'm supposed to wait there. There's some snow on the ground. It's a winter kind of light. I am not cold. Okay, so just that first part tells us, well, from my channeling and what you will normally see in dreams, or I will say, if you have a history of isolation or being alone or feeling alone in your family, then it's a good indication that you're a counselor. You have a counseling ability. So that's gift number 1. And Nathalie has a lot of gifts. Gift number 1, you're a counselor. You need to work on issues around the heart, issues around mom, because that gift works through that energy, through feminine energy. You say there's snow on the ground, you're not cold. So the snow is also about a cold start to life. You're supposed to wait in the circle, not meant to mix. So again, keeping yourself separated from people, even though the circle you're in is invisible. So it's like, I keep myself separate, even though there's no real reason, physical reason for doing that. Anyway, you say you're not cold, so it is about being affected by the cold. We always do the opposite in a dream, or not always, but generally will. So you say there's some activity, cars around the highway, but I'm not involved. So that not being involved is also like being alone, like being stepped back. And that's what makes a counselor really good at what they do. They've gone through life feeling separate, feeling isolated from everybody else. And so they analyze, they're always looking at life from the outside, right from the start. And so that's you. That's why you have that ability. It's a huge sacrifice to make to get that ability. Anyway, you say, all of a sudden, there's a house flying above me. It's 2-tone terracotta, peachish color. So peach is another color is a color that on its own tells us you're a counselor. It's a mix of pink and green. So there's no question about you having a counseling ability. You've got all the hallmarks earlier in the dream, and now you've got a peach color. So anyway, this house is flying above you. It's small. There are no windows. Looks more like a small Taco Bell shop than a house. But I know it's a house. Well, a Taco Bell shop is where people can get food. So that's going to tell us something. It basically tells us that you're a healer, because food is what our body needs. It's the energy our body needs. We get our energy from the food. So you're a healer, a hands-on healer, that is. But not just hands-on. Let's continue. Because the house is flying, let's continue on. A voice behind me tells me it's so-and-so from town. Told me the name, but I forget. It's a local family that I don't know in the dream or in real life. They've taken up flying food deliveries in their house during the pandemic. Ingenious. Okay, so flying food deliveries. So I said food is about healing, hands-on healing. That's where you channel energy through your body, out through your hands into your client. And you do it in person with people. But you can also fly the house and deliver food through this flying house. So it says you have the ability to heal people from a distance. You can project your mind, project your healing onto them. It's a masculine energy, whether it's done from a distance or done in person. So really cool. That's gift number 2 and 3, because they're both different. Hands-on healing in person and the ability to heal people with the power of your mind. You say after ingenious, but then the house arcs and falls from the sky. It lands on its side intact in the yard of a small farmhouse across the highway. I don't pay attention to the house there. It's a normal highway farmhouse. There is 1 tree in the yard and 2 or 3 pale blonde horses with white halters grazing in the yard. So there we go. Horses. You look at my book, you'll see horses are also about hands-on healing. So it's really cool how you have the food delivery and the horses in the same dream. making it absolutely clear. Now you say they have white halters, so that means it's again like the snow is white. You're hard on yourself, and that comes from one of your parents who've been really hard on you. So you need to work on healing the issues around that parent, because it causes you to set the bar too high on yourself and really beat yourself up when it comes to trying to do things. I like the color of the horses, the pale blonde. You pull out your cell phone and to call 911. So you're a channel. We know you're a channel because you hear a voice behind you in the earlier part of the dream. So that, what is that? Gift number 4, the ability to channel. But you pull out your cell phone. It's another symbol for that, for channeling, to call 911. But I remember I am somewhere else and they have a different emergency number here and I don't know it. So this is something is blocking your channeling ability. Of course you can channel. You probably do it unawares, but to do it consciously, there's something that's blocking you. You say, I start running towards the farmhouse, even though I'm not supposed to leave my circle. So again, this is influence from family influences that say, you know, stay in your lane or stay in your circle, but keep to yourself. Don't bother other people. But you need to get out of that, and you do in the dream, which is nice. Others are running towards it to help too. Lots of people in the yard, kids running and laughing. So that kids running and laughing is a healing device in the dream. And you have used this, like you say, there's 2 or 3 pale horses. So the issues you need to work on are from that age, 2 or 3. Childhood, early childhood anyway. You say some adults are wearing rubber boots and talking on their cell phones as they walk around. So again, you have the ability to communicate, special communication ability because of the phone, communicate with your guides. No damage, no one is hurt. Well, that's never true. You were hurt, you were damaged, but the dream is doing the opposite to heal it. And as you say, it looks like all are having fun. So did you have fun in childhood? Usually when we see this in a dream, it's put there because that is not how it felt to you. You say there's about 6 adults, so again, that's an age. I think they live there and are motioning for others to help keep away by making cross signs with their arms in front of their bodies or by swiping their hand in front of their throat, the classic cut it out sign. So again, this is going to be the influence you got from adults in childhood, being told to stay away and stop talking and don't want to hear it from your point of view, etc., etc. It's all there in this dream. So the classic cut it out sign to indicate to stop calling the emergency services. So this influence is impacting your ability to talk to your guides. So work on that. You say everyone is fine. No need. Those 6 adults are more or less in a loose circle, each facing outside to communicate with the onlookers. The woman facing me has long blonde hair, wears roundish glasses, and has a long, dull blue dress. She is plain, muted colours. She's crossing her arms at me to stay away. I get the impression it's getting too crowded. They don't want more people on the scene. Okay, so again, it's about you in childhood because there's children there. We see the 2 and 3 and so on. We see the 6. And we see the roundish glasses. So you have clairvoyance. You have 2 ways of communicating with your guides. One is telepathically, because that's what the phone represents, where you get thoughts impressed on your mind. And the other is through images because of the glasses. And you need to work on issues, I would say, with mom, because we have here in this dream a woman facing you with long blonde hair. So that means mom is the one you have to face in order to get in touch with your guides. And because mom has dulled things. You talk about it being a dull blue dress. Blue is a good color in a dream usually. It's about spiritual expression and your philosophy of life. So it's been impacted by mom. And you say she's plain and has muted colors. So not really good. Anyway, so we see they're your gifts. I think I've listed 4. And then I'm going to very quickly look at another one of your dreams, just because there's a funny part in it. You say, in another dream in the same night, I land in Portugal and run into Leonardo DiCaprio wearing a baby blue suit. So Portugal is about healing. You're a healer because of the sun. It's a very hot country. Leonardo DiCaprio is about your channeling ability because he's an actor. You say, I don't bother saying hi because I only recognize right after I passed him. So again, this not being bothered, this holding yourself back, you got to do that. You got to connect with your channeling ability because that's what he represents. I passed him and I'm also carrying a pet rooster. This is why I wanted to do this dream. Who carries a pet rooster? Even in a dream, it's mad. I'm looking after it for Michael Sandler from Inspire Nation. And I had to look that up. And Inspire Nation is about getting in touch with angels and archangels and so on. So this is really good if that's what you're into, because this indicates you have that ability. You say you have the rooster is in a pet carrier and your bag and coat over your arm, and you can't be bothered. So you need to be bothered. You need to make this connection, be able to channel. You say, I forgot to book a hotel, but I've been here before and I know what to do, so no panic. And if the rooster crows in the hotel, I'll just say it's my phone ringtone. I get the groceries, but only get seeds for the rooster. The store manager asks if I need help, but I say no, I don't really need anything. I'm excited to have the rooster with me, and I can't wait to get a room so I can let him out of the cage. I haven't seen him in the dream, but I hear him, and I know he's in the pet carrier. I'm looking at the time. I think we'll be able to get through it. So what else have we got here? You're offered help and you say no, there's no need and everything's okay. So that is not true. It means that you've either been influenced by somebody who put on a pretense that they were all okay when they weren't okay, and you've copied that. So you need to ask for help. Ask for help from your guides. Like you didn't go back to Leonardo DiCaprio. You don't help at the farmhouse and so on, even though you want to do. So it's always about being held back. So you need to do that. But the rooster in the cage. So the rooster in the cage, that symbolizes that you brought something this time in your life to make sure that you wake up. And by wake up, it's wake up to your spiritual nature. So that's what the rooster symbolizes. But you have something with you that at some point is guaranteeing that you're going to wake up to the spiritual being that you are and your spiritual gifts, of which you've got many, as you can see from this dream. So I really, really like it. I asked, does the rooster mean you're going to help other people wake up? And they say no. And it's not that you're not going to do that, but you didn't come here specifically for that. You came here to channel, to heal, help people heal, and so on and so on. And you have this from birth because you go into a hotel with the rooster. So you brought that with you, that gift with you. It also, because it's a bird, it symbolizes your spiritual goals, because that's what birds symbolize. That they're contained or restrained, and you need to get that out of the cage, really. What else do you say? I feel its weight carrying it. He's healthy, he's happy, he's calm. The grocery store has a small hotel room I'm allowed to use briefly to wash up and so on. Anyway, we're out of time, but definitely it's about birth and it's about you kicking all this off. I love your dreams. Thanks for sending them in, Nathalie. All right, that's my show for this week. I do hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed the dreams this week. I will talk to you next week. Take care.